Hello and welcome to the Space Between Ideas. I'm Blaine Gates. Today is day number 86, and in some ways I am getting happier and happier as we march to the end of this exciting and interesting challenge, 101 day challenge, and it's day number 86. So today's resource is a little bit different. And it's interesting, actually, because the resource is the idea of having loyalty. Loyalty. So, in some ways, loyalties, we're talking about fostering cohesiveness. All right. So, now the thing is that in the book Create Crucial Insight by Thomas Buchholz, he says that loyalties might be to entities or to principles generally harmonious with, generally hostile to, or so forth aspects of an endeavor. All right, so there's a lot of examples where you can start to think about this idea about fostering cohesiveness. So probably the most common example, if you go back to the beginnings of societies in general, was the opportunity to have collective security. And there would be the idea that we need to foster cohesiveness within our tribe, because fostering cohesiveness within our tribe, having loyalty among tribal members, means that we can protect ourselves. We can protect ourselves from other tribes. We can protect ourselves from animals. We can protect ourselves. We can then also use our common knowledge for how to heal ailments. There's a lot of benefit that comes from fostering cohesiveness or loyalty within those tribes. Also so being hostile to other groups. So having a common enemy. And often I think that you can look to modern examples where the American system, they create an enemy. So they say, okay, so now our enemy is going to be Russia. And because we have this enemy, we all need to be scared of that enemy. And because of that enemy, we need to spend huge amounts of money on the military. We need to spend huge amounts of money on the media, making sure that everybody is afraid. And the net result is that there's a lot of money poured into the military-industrial complex. Now, I'm not saying whether it's right or it's wrong. I'm just saying that that is a loyalty. So these military groups, they foster loyalty within their own countries, and then they foster hostility toward other countries with the end goal, at least one of the end goals, is to maintain some degree of security. Now, you have other tribes, like you can jump onto any of these social media platforms where people, for example, you have these Instagram. I'm on Instagram, and I'm also here on YouTube. And YouTube wants to foster loyalty. They want people to have the opportunity to share their voice and to express their opinions on YouTube. Now, of course, they also do have some community guidelines, so you can't talk about anything, and there is some degree of censoring, which is, it's debatable whether, because in America they say, oh, we have freedom of speech, but on the other hand, it's like, well, it is a public platform, so, no, it's not it's a private platform. It's owned by a group of people, so they do have the right to talk about what can be expressed on this platform. So they have certain principles, and people who are loyal to those principles, they have access to this resource. Also Instagram, same thing, Facebook, all of these different social media sites, they want to foster loyalty. They want you to come back over and over again. They want you to follow their community guidelines. And they also want you to watch ads so that they can make money. All right, so now also it's like as you're building your company, as you're building your business, you also need to take the opportunity to develop loyalty from other businesses, so that you have, because at the end of the day, you need orders, you need sales, and fostering that loyalty with your customers is going to go a long way to growing your business. Also, think about your providers. You have to foster loyalty with your providers in order, so when push comes to shove, if there's only a little bit of product, if there's only one last shipment of their whatever input you have into your product, and they have to choose between you and another person, then certainly loyalty in that moment is going to be a resource for you. Also, just working towards certain causes. Maybe you have certain belief systems. You have a desire to work with charity organizations. You have a desire to work with religious organizations. Maybe you have a desire to work with, and there's basically any type of principle or thing that as you have in your company, and you create a company culture around that idea, you will be able to draw other people to that idea. You'll be able to draw people, you'll be able to bring in loyalty from people who have similar points of view, who agree. And I've talked a lot about this. Well, not a lot, but I've talked about this on other platforms, where I offer more extreme perspectives and more extreme points of view, and I talk about the idea that at the end of the day, we have to align ourselves with a variety of different principles. We have to align ourselves with a variety of different organizations, and then it's advantageous for us to recruit and try to bring people, to have other people aligned with the principles that we believe in and the principles that we are loyal to. And it is advantageous to have other people become loyal to our causes and to have these connections with other people. So, so I don't have a lot to say today. Day number 85. It's pretty amazing that we have got to this point. And for those who have been following me each and every day, thank you for your loyalty, and I really appreciate it. Also, if you can push the like button, I think there's only one person who pushes that like button every time, and also share these videos with people that you know, so that we can grow this channel and show me that loyalty, and it certainly will be a resource to me. This is Space Between Ideas. I'm Blank Gates.